Hi everyone, good morning guys. Okay, let's start. Yeah guys, how many of you tried that yesterday's task?
I tried, but I couldn't do it. I don't know why. I maybe the file name is wrong because I created a file with .txt extension.
Okay.
I did not save it or commit it, and then I tried git stash -u, and then the file name, and then I even tried -m and the comment. Sorry, yeah, -m save git stash -u save comment and then file name. It threw error. It says sub
File
command
name.
was
File name.
the
We need a file name actually.
oh, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Okay. So because it says push can be assumed due to unexpected token, then file name.txt.
Before that you did something else. That's fine.
It's yeah, it's not saved and committed yet.
It will work. Okay. It is showing untracked file for you.
Yes.
So untracked
So
file.
I even try. I changed the extension without txt, and then I tried git stash -u and file name. I'll try without file name, as you said. You don't need the file name. Let me try that. Okay. The file have its original line ending with a working directory. Okay, so looks like it's saved without giving the file name. But in that case, if you have, let's say, 5 files which you're working on and you want to stash them, only one file.
At a time you will do one
how
file
would
only. No, 5 files how you will work at a time.
Okay, that was just an assumption. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that worked. Git stash -u, and without the file name, it worked.
Yes. And tried the ignored file also. It will work.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Now, next topic is undos from different areas. Like undo means, suppose if you do any action, the same action you are going back. Okay, like Control Z. In Windows, we'll give the Control Z, right? Undos.
One more question.
Yeah.
Why do I see a warning which is LF will be replaced by CRLF in stash track file? I don't see on your screen always. Never, actually, maybe never saw.
Warnings.
LF will be replaced by CRLF in then file name. Maybe something with Git.
Yeah, just a screenshot it. Like I will tell you.
Okay.
So next is undos from working directory. Undo means, suppose if I create one file and I'm removing that file. Okay, so suppose I created one file by mistakenly I created. So now I want to go back. I want to undo it. I want to undo that action. Not only file creation, anything. So whatever the actions you are creating that you want to undo. So that also from the different areas. How to undo from the working directory. Okay, how to undo from the staging area. Suppose you moved that action to the staging area also, and you want to undo from the staging area. You can call it here undo or unstage from the staging area. Okay, and suppose if the file is committed in the committing area and the commit ID also created. Now I want to come out from that. I want to get back that one. Okay. So how to undo from committing area? So this is the concept, guys. Okay. Let's see one by one area we will see now. Suppose here I'm creating one file. Already many files are there here. I'm creating one file. The file name is suppose file name I'm taking as a Dell. Okay. So file created. Now if you give the git status, it will show you it's an untracked file, right? Okay. Now this file I want to undo. The file created. Now I want to undo. How? Normally you can undo by using the Linux command or git rm also. You can give git remove also, or directly you can give remove, and file name is Dell. See, removed, and there is no file now. Nothing is there. This is how we will do the undo in the working directory. Okay, we created the file and we removed it. Then and there only we removed it. Okay, because it's very easy to remove untracked file because it is not tracked in the staging and committing area. No, so that's why it is very easy to remove. Okay, this is how we will delete here. Suppose I want to delete the tracked one. Okay, Dell is not a tracked one, that's why we deleted here. Now I want to delete tracked one. So we have many tracked files now. All these files are tracked files. I think everyone know what is the difference between tracked and untracked, right? So yesterday also we discussed in the stash concept. The same thing only I gave as a task, right? The same. Now I'm deleting, suppose I'm deleting this X1 file. Okay, so X1 file I'm deleting. So remove Linux command, direct command, I'm taking RM and remove the X1 file. It removed, so the X1 file is not there now, and you can give the status also. So it removed. Completely removed? No. It is telling deleted. It is telling deleted X1 file. Okay. Now, if you want to undo, so by mistakenly you deleted this one, you want to undo this one. You want to undo this action. Deleted action you want to undo. How? So we have a command here, git restore. Git restore, file name is X1. See, now if you see git status, nothing is there, and again X1 file is undo. If it is an untracked file, it's very easy. If it is a tracked file, so you have to use this restore command you have to use. This is also easy only, but different command you have to use. So this is the undos from working directory. Okay, so suppose, yeah, by this the concept is finished. Undos from working directory is finished. Now I'm going here extra point. So that is, suppose I'm deleting one more file here, RM, this time X2 I will take. I'm deleting X2 also tracked file only, right? X2 file I deleted. Git status. So it's showing deleted X2 file. Now I don't want to undo. Okay, undo concept is finished. I don't want to undo now. I want to delete this permanently. See, it's showing red color means it's a kind of error on the no. We have to finish it. So it has to show like this. Then only I'm okay. So now I want to delete this permanently. How to do? Next, what is the next step? Come on, anyone.
You want to delete?
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
what was the question again? Delete it permanently?
Yeah, I want to delete permanently.
So you will you will. This is committed, right? So maybe you will pull it and then delete it. Oh, sorry, yeah, pull it, right, and then delete it. Oh, you didn't push it yet. Okay. Hmm. Um,
So guys, don't
okay,
worry about that push and all. Locally, we are working completely. Okay, focus on that.
right. So, okay, I don't know in that case what you would. Uh,
So guys, when you creating the file, what to save that one permanently, what you are doing normally?
committed.
Yeah, so you creating the file in working directory. To save that one, we are going to the staging area, and for permanently, you are going to the committing area, right? The same way, this action also. This is also one of the. It's not a new concept, guys. The day one only I told this one. Git day one. So it is a deleted action. So what you have to do now? I want to delete permanently. See, if you modify the file, what you will do? You will again that changes you will apply to the staging area and you are committing. In the deleted also, in the deletion action also, you have to do the same thing. No, permanently deleted means in the 3 areas you want to delete permanently. Am I right? So now I deleted this file in working directory. Okay, so that's why it is showing here like this. It is deleted. Now I want to delete this in the staging area also. I want to delete. To delete in the staging area, what I have to do? I have to add this file to the staging area. Guys, you're getting? This is the actions. How many actions I told? Creating a file, modifying a file, and deleting a file, right? All these actions you have to follow the same process I told. This is a deleted action. It's not new.
So basically, you have to redo the whole process.
Sorry?
You have to redo the whole process, like add and commit.
No, undo concept is finished. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Undo's from the working directory we finished. I created one
Okay.
del file that is an untracked file and I removed. Done. And tracked file also I removed first and again I undo. Finish. Undo's in working directory are 2 types, tracked file and untracked file. I finished that concept.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about the deleted action. I want to delete this permanently. Come on, guys. See, when you're creating a file, what you are doing? You're moving to the staging area for partially saving, and you're moving to the committing area for permanently saving, right? And when you edit the file also, you're doing the same thing, no? You're applying the changes in the working, staging, committing area, right? In the same way, when you delete the file also, you have to follow the same thing. It is a tracked file. You want to delete permanently. So now you have to delete. In the staging also, you have to delete. If you want to delete in the staging area, you have to apply this deletion changes to the staging area. How? Git add x2. Now it deleted in the staging area, partially deleted. Now if you want to delete this in the committing area, you have to commit it. See, now it deleted permanently. The 3 areas you have to delete, no?
Okay, but the funny thing is that this is the same process we use to basically, store a new file in the committed.
Yeah, beginning as I told, no, the actions means how many? Creating a file, modifying a file, and deleting a file.
Okay, got you. Got
So how we are sending the changes to staging and committing area when you create and modify a file. For the deletion also you have to do the same thing. It's not a new concept.
Okay, that
Clear?
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Next. So this is the okay. We finished the deletion action and undoes from the working directory also. Next, we have to see the undoes from staging area. If the file is in staging area, I want to undo that one. How? So that you will get. So before going to undoes from the staging area, we have to see one dependency concept here. The dependency concept name is head concept. If you see here, every time if you give here git log, you'll have a head here. Head will point to the latest commit ID and it will show you the current branch also. Okay, so here, what is this head means? So everything, the head only, internally head only will track everything guys. Okay, so which is the latest commit ID, which is the coming, which is already executed commit ID. All these things, the head only will track internally in the Git tool. Okay, this head are two types guys. Head is one only, but it will act in two ways, like a split personality in the movies, right? The person will be the one, okay, but he will act as a 2 to 3 characters, right? And normally in the Indian movies, if you see the Aparichitudu, the person is one, but 3 different characters. In the same way, here also. Okay, in the same way, here also, yes, yes. One person and different characters. So head is one only, but will act in two ways. The internal head and external head. Okay, so the head you are seeing here, which is pointing to the latest commit ID. So this is the external head. So this external head, all the time it will point to the latest commit ID only. Okay, remember. And the internal head, I will show you what is the internal head. Okay, let's go. How many, I need interaction guys. How many areas are there?
Three
Areas,
areas.
3 areas. What are those?
Working area, staging area, committed area.
Yes, 3 areas. Working directory and index or staging area, and the next one is committing area or git directory. Okay, 3 areas we have. So suppose focus guys. Okay, suppose if I created one file called app.class here, okay, in working directory, and by using the git add dot command, I'm pushing to the staging area, right? So the file comes to the staging area for partially save. So once you get the file to the staging area, so for this file, it will create one internal, one temporary or a reference ID. It will create in the committing area. For this app.class file, which is in staging area, for that file or for that action, okay, for that action, it will create one temporary, or we can call it as a reference ID in the committing area. This temporary ID also look like our commit IDs only, like alphanumeric 3F, D4, R3, like this it looks like. Okay, so for this, For this, the internal head will point here. But this temporary ID, the internal head will point here. So the external head will be, every time it will be here only. So the external head, every time if you see here, it will be in the current branch, latest committed only you can see the external head. But the internal head, when you will get, no, it will point to the temporary ID. This temporary ID, when you will get, if you have any action in the staging area, for that action, it will create one temporary ID in the committing area. For this commit temporary ID, the internal head will point. So what is the use of this internal head means? So if they want to see, so the production people, if they want to see all the files, I mean, all the committed files, if they want to see, they can go through here and they can see committing area, they can see like this by giving the git log command. But they want to see which are ready to commit, means in the staging area files also they want to see, the staging area actions also they want to see. Okay, so staging area actions means which are ready to commit, right? Which are ready to commit. So if they want to see these as well, so by using this, the internal heads they're going to see. So we are not able to get the internal heads here, guys. Okay, so for that purpose, they will use these internal heads. Okay, now tell me, suppose if I commit this file, this app.file, if I commit this in the committing area, then what will happen? Will be there my internal head or not? Come on, guys, I need interaction.
No, sir.
So then where my internal head will go?
It will be converted as an external head.
Yes, very good, Divya. If I commit this app.class file in the committing area, then once I commit, I will get the permanent commit ID. For that commit ID, the external head will point here, right? Then where my internal head will go? See, if the file is not there in the staging area, the temporary ID also will be not there here. If the temporary ID is not there, there is no concept of internal head. Then where it will go? Come on.
Maybe there is a directory called temp and
Temp.
FID.
No, I told no. Actually, the head is one only, one person only. Two, but two characters.
Okay.
So by this you can understand easily. One person, but two characters. If there is no scope here for the internal head, then where he will go? Again, he will also go to the external only. Here only he will go, because the person is one only, no? Okay, if the file, again I'm repeating, see, if the file is not there, my scenario is if the file if app.class file, if I commit here, what will happen? If you commit here, the action will be not here in the staging area. Then if the action is not there in the staging area, the temporary ID also will be removed in the committing area. If there is no temporary ID, there is no concept of internal head also. Then where it will go? It will go to external only. I told you he is only one person. Okay, this is the concept. Suppose if I unstage this one, or if I undo from staging area to working directory, if I get back this action from staging area to working directory, then what will happen? Tell me. Where will be my external and internal heads?
Removed automatically.
Which one?
commit IDs.
Commit IDs.
Oh, commit
And
ID.
internal head and external head.
Will be removed.
External head should stay, right? Because
External head will be always here.
because that's the commit ID for the first commit we did. Then we went back and we VI the app.class and start working again, right?
Yeah.
And so basically, until we save that file again in the staging area and commit again, there should be no external head anymore or internal. That's what I think. I don't know.
Guys, the previous scenario and this scenario both are same only. If you remove, so this case also we are removing from the staging area, right? Previous case, what I told, this file we are committing means that case also we are removing in the staging area. So if I unstage this file from this app.class file, if I unstage from staging area to working directory, so then if the file is not there, the temporary ID also will be not there. If the temporary ID is not there, there is no concept of internal head. Then where it will go? It will go to the external. Again, same only. If the file is committing to the committing area, and if the file is unstaging from the staging area, the scenario is same, no?
Okay.
Ultimately, the file is not there in the staging. In both the cases, the file is not there in the staging, and there is no temporary ID, and there is no internal head.
So in that case, so let's say you started working on it again, you worked and then you saved and then you committed, then you will get a new.
Yes, new commit ID I will get. For that commit
Okay.
ID, the external head will point again. That is common, regular.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
And there is no concept of internal head because there is no file in the staging and there is no temporary ID in the committing. Only one will be there. If you commit now, only external head only will be there. And the same for this also. If you remove the file from here from app.class, then temporary ID also will remove. And then there is no concept of internal head also. Simple. And if you see external head, it will be here only, always it will be here. Guys, you're getting?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Suppose I'm creating it two files. Okay, suppose I'm giving like a T1, T2, and T3. 3 files I'm creating. These 3 files I moved to the staging area at a time, single shot. Okay, and now tell me how many temporary IDs it will create, and for which temporary ID the internal head will point. Interview question.
3, sir.
3.
Yes, sir.
And
Wait, so you did not commit it, so you will not get any internal or external head yet, right? Because it's still in the staging area, right?
for the staging area only, no, I told you will get internal heads.
Right, but you won't get it, right? Because there's only one head, external head, right?
See, when you will get the internal head, guys, come on, Davin. So when you will get this temporary ID, when you have something in the staging area only, for that action, you will get the temporary ID in the committing area.
Okay, got it. And that the same one will become the external head when you commit it. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So now if I move these 3 files to the staging area, so how many temporary IDs will be there, and for which temporary ID the internal head will point? This is my question.
Okay, so you moved all 3 or one file. Did you say T3 only or T1, T2, and T3? Did you move all?
All I told.
Okay, and then in that case, you should get 3 because there are 3 files, right?
See, I used the word all at a time. So if you commit,
Oh,
if
all.
you move all at a time to the staging area, so
Right.
it will take, it
There
will
will
consider
be,
as a,
As a one action.
there will be only one action, and it will give only one internal head, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Actually, it will take, three files. Okay, one action also it will consider as a three separately. Okay, three files will be there. Okay, when you commit, it will take it as a one. When you commit for the three, it will create one commit ID. Okay, if you move at a time also, I wantedly confused you here. So if you move at a time also, the three different files will be there. So how it will be three heads will be like this. The T3 will be latest and T2 on the T1. Temporary IDs you will get, three temporary IDs you will get in the committing area. And for these three temporary IDs, three temporary IDs you will get, but only one internal head. Where it will point? For which file it will point internal head?
T3.
Yeah, for T3 only it will point internal head. Okay, internal head will point here. Suppose if I committed this T3 file in the committing area permanently, then
you will get one commit ID, one external head.
one external head will be there. Then where my internal head? T2. Next is T2. If I commit T3, next to T3 it will point. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if I commit T2, again T1 it will point. The internal head I'm talking. Okay, like that it will be. Suppose I moved the three files in the staging area, and these three files at a time I'm committing. If I commit at a time, then what will happen?
Only one commit ID, right?
Only one commit ID will be there. For that only internal and external head will be point. See, when you move, we are moving at a time all the files to the staging area, guys. At a time means for the three files, it is not creating separate files only. Okay, if you give git commit -m and the three files, if you commit, no, then
Is that creating three internal heads, because that way you will be able to commit like one or two or three at a time to the committing area, right?
yeah, three you commit at a time. No, only one commit area you will get.
Yeah.
But in the staging area, it will take us three files only, three different files only.
Just to provide the flexibility to choose choose what are the files to be committed, right?
Committed, yes.
Yeah.
So there you can select without file name if you commit. All three it will take. Otherwise, one by one, T1 first time, T2, T3, like that also you can commit separately. So this is the this is the head concept, guys. Okay, so sometimes here they will ask you, suppose I will give you the one scenario here. I have three files in the staging working directory. I created three files. Okay, so first two files I moved to the staging area, and the third file I committed. So where will be my internal head?
The second last one.
Name of the file I need.
So you stage T1 and T2, or you said two, right? Did you say two or three, all files?
Two, first two, T1 and T2.
Okay, so in that case, T1.
T2 is the internal head. T3 has the external head. Sir.
Yes, T2 will be the internal head, and T3 will be the external head. I told two files, T1 and T2. So T2 will be the last. So for the last file only, the internal head will point.
Right. So, but you didn't say T3, right?
T3 I told committed.
Okay.
T3 is committed. Just I confused you. Okay, the questions will be like that.
All right.
Okay, so like this, the head concept will be there. Here you can see we have one more command here. Git ref log. One more command. Ref log means reference log. You can see where every time where the head is going. You can see here. See head @0 committed x2 file deleting. I think today we did this one. Head @1 committed something. Head @2 moving to head. Head @10 checkout moving from master to teacher branch. Head @22 checking moving from master to teacher. So see, like a history. If you see in the browser, if you give Control H, you will get the history right in the browser. Yesterday, which website you browsed, today at what time, which website you browsed. All the history you will get, no? The same thing, if you give the Git ref log, reference log, it will show you all the references of the head, where it is going all the time. So by seeing this, you can troubleshoot, you can understand, oh, this time it moving to this branch to this branch, oh, this time it is creating Apple file. Like this, you can understand. Okay, head ref log, git ref log. So this one small command we have. Okay, so we're done with head concept, right? Now we have to go for our actual concept undoes. Undoes is not finished yet. We did undoes from the working directory. Now we have to go for undoes from staging area. How to undo from the staging area? Once you have an action in the staging area, how to remove from this and going back to the working directory? How? For that we have a command here, git reset. Git reset is the command. Here we have an attribute also, mixed, mixed. Okay, git reset. Git reset is enough. No need to give mixed actually, but mixed is a default. If you not give internally, it will take mixed option. Okay, and we have other commands also. Git reset --, hard. These are the attributes, guys. And we have one more. Git reset --, soft is there. See, by this only we finish the concept undoes from staging area. This is the command. But we have other options also that we will discuss. They're asking in the interviews. Okay, so git reset is the main command, and we have different attributes also. So mixed is the default option. If you give, if you not give also, it will take a mixed option. Now let's go on to it. Git status, nothing is there. What I will do is I will create one file, guys. Okay, I'm creating one file. The file name I'm taking as a teacher file. Okay, teacher file I created. See, teacher file created. Now I want to move this file to the staging area. So git add teacher staging area. Now you can see it is in staging area, right? Okay, now I want to undo from this. So for to undo, I have a command called git reset. Okay, so I'm giving the command git reset. If you give --, mixed, if you not give also, it will take. Okay, no problem. If you not give also, no problem. So if you give git reset now, so now see, now if you give the git status, see again, it came to the original position, that is working directory. Previously it is in staging. Now it is again, it came back to undo from staging to working directory. So done. By this, undoes from the staging area is finished, but we have other options also here. Let's go and see this. Okay, now to see this again, I have to move this to the staging area. Again, I have to move this to staging area, then only I can explain that hard and soft concept. teacher to the staging area. Again, I move to the
add
git add not required dot if I give teacher. So git status, again the file is in staging area. Now this time I will give this command, guys. Okay, you have to tell me this too. I will give you the hint, you have to tell me. Now I'm giving git reset -hard. Now once I hit enter, it's going to remove from the 3 areas. What are those 3 areas and what it is going to remove? Come on, tell me.
Remove from 3 areas. That's
yes.
All 3 areas: working, staging, and committing, right?
But the file is in staging area only. No, what it will remove in the committing area?
Oh, okay.
will remove the temporary ID.
Oh, it is. You are telling you are remove. It will remove the temporary ID, right?
Yes.
So
Temporary ID in committing area.
When the temporary ID will delete, guys? Once the file you delete from the staging area, then only the temporary ID will delete. No.
Okay.
Come on, good try.
It will remove it completely, like even from your staging area.
Okay. What it will delete in the committing area?
The file?
Yes, guys, you are correct. So it will delete all the 3 areas. It will delete. So in the staging area, it will delete the file. And once it delete the file in staging, automatically temporary ID also will delete. No, it will delete this one, and it will delete in the working directory also. Hard delete, hard. Git reset hard means hardly it will delete 3 areas. Okay, now you can check. So now here I can show you the proof that once we delete this action from the staging, so the temporary ID also will delete, I told, no? And this internal head will go to the external one, I told. Okay, this point I will show you the proof now. So I'm giving the git reset hard. Okay, now it is showing head is now at this commit ID. So before this, let me filter some logs, then you will understand. I filtered the logs here with one line. See, guys, once I give the git reset hard command, the output it is showing head is now at 58D203F. It is telling head is now at this commit ID. Okay, this commit ID means this one. Okay, now it is head is pointing to this commit ID. Now it is in this commit ID means before giving this command, where it is? Think. Before giving this command, where is the head? It is in the internal head. Okay, once I gave this command, git reset hard, once I gave this command, it is showing now head is now. This now is very important, guys. That's why I'm repeatedly telling this one. Head is now at this point. Now it is here. Previously it is not here. Where it is here. Once you remove the temporary ID, the internal head is removing, it is going to the external one. So this is the only proof I can show you, guys. You're getting it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now it is showing here means where, before giving this command, where it is? It is in internal. Okay. So now go and check. It will be not there in the working directory also. See, what is the file name we gave?
Teacher.
Yeah, teacher file is not there. See, hardly it will delete from working directory also. Okay, done. Next, we have to see the soft. For the soft also, I need something in the staging area, then only I can show you. What I will do is, again, I will create the teacher only. It's your wish, guys. You can create anything. Touch and git add dot. So now the action is in staging area, right? Now this time what I will do, no? Git reset hyphen soft I'm using. Okay, git reset hyphen soft. Okay, now tell me guys, once I hit enter, so it's going to delete from only one area. What is that area and what it is going to delete?
Only from staging, and it will stay in the working.
Only from staging area. So once it delete the staging area, automatically that ID also it will delete from the committing area. Then the result will be 2 areas, but I gave only 1 area.
It's right now staged, right? And you're doing git reset hyphen soft. So that means it will remove from, it should only remove from staging area, I believe.
If it removes from staging area, automatically the temporary ID also will remove, no?
Right, that's correct.
Okay. So can I give the answer?
Yes.
So it will remove only the temporary ID from the committing area. Yeah,
okay.
I told already. I mean, not this point. So when the temporary will delete one based on the action only, right? Once the action deleted in the staging area, the temporary also will delete. But here we can delete only softly. We can delete the temporary also. Why means? Why we are using this soft means we will not use. Okay, that option we will not get here. But in the interviews they are asking. Okay, so that's why we are going this one. So previously, if you remember, I told what is the use of an internal head. The production people, they want to see the latest files which are in the staging area. For that purpose, they will use this internal head I told, right? The same thing only I'm taking again here. The same production people, now they want to see both at a time. Both means whichever the actions are ready to commit and whichever the actions are already committed. Both they want to see at a time. If they want to see both at a time, so this temporary is the interpreter for them. It is a barrier for them. So that's why they want to delete this temporary ID softly they want to delete this temporary ID. Then they can see latest files which are coming from the staging and already committed files in the committing area, both at a time. So for that purpose, they are removing this temporary ID softly. Okay, this is the purpose. Now let's go and see how to delete this. Git reset soft. I hit enter. See, now if you give the git status, still it will show you in yellow color. See, I mean green color. See, the file is here. And only deleted the temporary ID only deleted. So this is the proof. See, still it is here on. See. And in working directory also will be there. See. Okay. So this is the concept of undoes from the staging area. See, by this command only we finished the concept actually. How to undo means by using the reset command we can undo. But for the reset command, we have other attributes also, that also we discussed here. Okay, so undos with head concept, we finished it. Next, how to undo from committing area. The file is committed also, the commit ID also generated. Now I want to undo. How? Let's go. See, I will take the same file otherwise. Okay, otherwise if you want to one more file you can take, guys. So this file is in staging area, right? So this file only I will commit to the committing area. Git commit teacher file and -m teacher file. See, I'm saving this permanently, and you can see here, ls the file is saved, and git log, if you see, the permanently it committed and it created a log also. Now I want to undo this one. After committing, I want to undo. Undoes from the committing area means this is the concept. Guys, tell me if, yeah, we can undo. We have a command to undo this one. We can do it. Now tell me, if I undo this one, the entire log will go back, or only the commit ID or the content inside this log will go back? Will undo. Entire log will undo, or the content inside this log will undo? This is my question.
Content only deleted, sir.
Okay. Others?
I think so, same. The content should be deleted and the ID.
Why not the log or commit ID?
Then it will point to internal head? No.
No, that you leave it.
I'm
asking
because the ID should stay, right, for the actions?
Yes, very good. Yes. See, only the content only will go, guys. Okay, whatever the content in this commit ID only will undo, will go back, not the log. If you start modifying the log and if you start managing the log, then what is the use of using this Git tool? No use, no? Main purpose of using this SCM tools, for what purpose we are using this? To track each and every action performed by the developers in the form of a commit IDs, right? If you start deleting and managing these commit IDs, then no use. Okay, so you cannot delete these commit IDs. Okay, only the content inside this action or this log will go back. Let's go and see. We have one command to undo this one. The command is git revert. Git revert. And which one you want to revert? I want to revert this one. Copy and paste it. Oh, I have to use a space here. Git revert so and so. Hit enter. See, removing teacher, and see it opened in VA editor again. So why it is opened again in VA editor means it is asking the commit message, and again it will create one more commit ID. Why it is creating one more commit ID? Here means tomorrow if anyone verify who did reverted means, suppose so and so Sunil did, or so and so Divya did reverting. How to identify that Divya did or Sunil did? By seeing the log only, no? So whatever you are doing currently, for that action also it will create one commit ID. What action we are doing now? Reverting. For this process also, it will create one new commit ID. That's why it opened in VA editor again. Now see, it is taking see revert and revert, and it is keeping all the text in double quotes. If you want to edit, you can edit, and if you want to keep the same thing, you can keep. Escape, shift : WQ. And if you see here, it is showing which commit ID you are reverting, that commit ID also it is showing. Now it is reverted process done successfully. Now if you give the git log, see guys, For this commit ID, we reverted. This commit ID we reverted, right? So for that reverting process, it created again one more log. In that log, it is telling clearly we are reverting. You can write clear message, you can write, but I didn't wrote. Okay, you are reverting. Which commit ID you are reverting? This commit ID. See, this and this are both the same, right? Okay, who reverting also, that process also we have to track, no? So that's why for that reverting process, it created one new commit ID. In that it is telling clearly, I reverted. Which commit ID? This one. See, this log is not deleted. See, it is still existing. As you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like this. Now, if you go and see, that file will be not there. Teacher file will be not there in the working directory also, because it reverted. What action we created there? File creation. Teacher is a file creation action, right? We undo that action. Creation opposite, deletion. Deleted. Suppose if your action is modification, modifying one line in one file, if you undo that action, if you revert that action, only that line will revert. The file will exist. But here in our case, the action is file creation action. File creation, opposite, deletion. You're getting this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So our action is here file creation. That's why the file deleted. Suppose your action, you are reverting modification action you are reverting, then only that line will revert and the file will be there existing. You can try
So
that
then
also. Yeah.
It will say teacher file addition edit or something.
Teacher file.
And based on the file, right? Before it says created, right?
No, I will tell you. See.
That's okay. I'm confusing. That's okay. But I understood.
No.
What you said.
I will tell you. See, suppose you created one file, S1 file. Okay.
Right.
In that you added 2 lines of data while creating only line 1 and line 2.
Exactly.
And you added to staging area and you committed. Okay, one commit ID created. Clear, right? Up to here. Okay.
Exactly.
And again tomorrow you open the same S1 file and you added the line 3.
Right.
Okay. And you move to the staging area and you committed that changes also permanently. One more log you will get, no, for that changes.
Exactly.
For that line 3, you will get one more log, right? One more log you will get like this.
Right.
Suppose if you undo that line 3 commit ID, I mean that modified log is there, no? Modified third line you modified, no? You will get one log. If you delete that log, I mean delete means if you revert that log, only the third line will go back.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Suppose if you delete yesterday's 2 lines you created in S1 file, no? If you delete that log, what will happen? The entire file
will go.
The file also will go there. That is a file creation, and in that only you added that data. Okay. So the same thing based upon the action only. It depends. Suppose you deleted one thing. That if you revert, no, if suppose this is the deleted action, if you revert this one, again the file will come. Okay. Based upon the action it is. Okay, so guys, clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next concept. Rewriting the commit messages. Rewriting the commit messages means if you give the git log, it will show you all the messages like this, right? Sometimes by reading this message, commit message, I cannot understand what is there inside this, right? By reading this, I cannot understand. So I want to change the commit messages. I want to change. I want to edit the commit messages. How to edit the commit message? Okay, if here we have different types. We have a command called git commit -- amend. Okay, if you give it like this, git commit -- amend, no, it will take the latest one. It will take the latest one, and it is asking to change the commit message. You can change the commit message. See, insert. Okay, or you can delete this line. Now you can insert. Okay, reverting process done. Okay, guys, something I'm giving. Okay, so escape -- W, save and quit. Now if you give the git log, so see the latest log it is taking, and we modified the commit message also. So if you give this command, git commit -- amend, it will take the latest one only. It will open in the VA editor, and it is allowing us to modify the commit message. This is one scenario. Suppose if you want particularly, or if you want to bulkly, if you want to edit the commit messages, you can give one more command here, git rebase -I interactive terminal, and you can select the range of the logs, head tilt 4 like this. Head tilt 4 means the range. Suppose this is the head 1, head 2, head 3, head 4. These 4 logs it will display in the, it will open. It is selecting these 4 logs. And you can modify these 4 commit messages if you want. Okay, so this is the another way. Git rebase -I, head tilt 4 or head 100, whatever you want, you can select. Now if you see it's selected, last 4 it is selected, but it is showing in a reverse order. Why it is showing in reverse order? See, actually this is the first one, right? But it's showing at the last. Why it is showing in reverse order? No, we have a purpose actually. I will tell you later. See, the 4 logs it's selected here. Now we can edit now. So how to edit is, so insert mode, enter into the insert mode. Suppose I want to edit this commit message, and I want to edit this commit message. These 2 commit messages I want to edit. So here it will not allow you to edit. Here we have to take the permission. Permission means by default you will get the pick here. You have to remove that pick and you have to use the reword. And this one also, remove the pick and you have to use the reword. Means we are taking the permission to modify these 2 commit messages. Okay, now escape -- save and quit. Once I hit enter, it will open one by one again in VA editor. See, one by one, because we selected 2, no? So it is asking now you can edit this message. So I deleted and I added something. Okay. So escape -- Now you will get one more, because I selected 2, no? 2 commit messages I selected. So now you can add something here. Sorry, I deleted. Insert. One second. Something to okay. See, like this you can modify the commit messages bulkily. If you see the log, see something to and added something. These 2 I modified. See. Okay, so like this you can rewrite the commit messages. Rewrite the commit messages. If you want the latest one, you can go git amend, git commit -amend. It will take by default the latest one, and then you can modify it. Otherwise, you want to particularly or bulkly you want to modify, then you can select git rebase -I. You can select the range of the log and how many you want. You can you can take the permission and you can edit one by one. This is the concept of rewriting the commit messages. Okay. And here one more concept. Okay, today's last concept. Sometimes, if you remember stash concept, STASH, stash, we discussed it last class yesterday. What stash will do, guys? So unnecessarily, it will avoid the unnecessary commits. Okay, only limited commits only we have to go, right? Once completing of entire your work, you have to give a commit IDs, generate a commit IDs. That is the use of stash command, right? But people will not follow that one, right? Even though we have a stash concept clearly, but some people will not follow. Unnecessary commit IDs will get automatically. Unnecessary commit IDs they will generate. Anyways, they will generate how many times if you tell also. Right? So whoever not following the stash concept, they have to go with the squash concept. Squash. SQUASH, not stash. Stash is this one. Squash. SQUASH. Squash, what it will do, no? So suppose they generated 3 to 4 commit IDs. So yeah, the 3 individually I have to send to the QA for the testing purpose. Instead of that, what the QA is telling, no? So please you merge these 3 commit IDs and send it to me. Like how we are merging the branches, like that, we have to merge the commit IDs. If you go with the stash concept, suppose 1000 lines I took example, right? Last time, 1000 lines. So every 100 line, if you commit, 10 commits you will get, 10 commit IDs you will get. Okay, so the 10 commit IDs is for one purpose only. 1000 lines you have to put in one commit ID. Instead of that, you are creating 10 commit IDs. So now in the squash concept, what we will do is, we will, if anyone not following the stash concept, in the squash concept, what we will do, we will merge the 10 commit IDs as a one commit ID. That commit ID we will send to the QA. Simple concept, guys. If anyone, whoever not following the stash, okay, so we have to go for the squash. Don't get confused. Okay, yesterday's concept is stash. Today's concept is squash. Squash purpose is merging the commit IDs. Okay, merging the commit IDs. Here you have to remember one point in the squash concept. Okay, merging the commit IDs, that also previous commits only we can merge, not after commits. Previous commits means I can merge these 2 commit IDs into this one. Yes, it is possible. But I cannot merge these 2 commit IDs into the above one. It is not possible. Why means? So in the real time, you'll have the dependencies, guys. I told no, 100 lines in one commit ID and the next continuation 101 lines in second commit ID. The dependency will be there in the commit IDs. So once you get this one only, then you will get this one, right? Right. Without getting this commit ID, how you will get this one? You will not get. So in the real time, you'll have the dependency between the commit IDs. So that's why you can add squash after commits. After commits means these 3 commit IDs, if I want to merge into this one, it is not possible. But I can merge these 3 commit IDs into the previous one. This is possible. Okay, how to achieve this? Let's go. The same commit ID previously we used, git rebase -i, and how many logs you want, you can select here. I selected the same. Here it is giving the last 4 logs it is displaying, but it is displaying in the reverse order. Okay, now I want to merge these 2. I want to merge these 2. This teacher file created this commit ID and this one. These 2 I want to merge into the above one. This is my target. Oh, whatever, it's your wish. How? Insert. Now you have to remove this pick and you have to use squash, SQUASH, squash. I'm squashing this commit ID, and next I'm squashing this commit ID also into the above one. No need to give that where you want to squash. By default, it will take the above one only. That's why this log is printing in reverse order. That's why this log is printing in reverse order actually. So we are squashing this two into where? We are merging this two into where? To this commit ID. It will take automatically. It will take automatically to the next one. I don't know previous when you will get, if you display in reverse order only, you will get the previous. Okay, so like this. Now see these two commit IDs, it will merge into this one. Okay, escape, shift colon WQ, save and quit. Now it is opening final message. It is asking the final message. See, this is the commit message 3 and this is the commit message 2. This 2 we are merging into the above one. And here it is asking give the final message. Insert, and you can give the message here. Okay, the message is squashing 3 commits, something I give final message. Okay, these 2 logs are merging into this one, guys, and I'm giving final message. I'm giving here. Okay, now see escape, shift colon WQ, save and quit, finish. Now give the git log. See the log is reduced now. Even it is not generating the new commit ID. It is not generating, guys, the old one only. So these 2 commit IDs, we merged into this one. Okay, and final message we created. Final message we created here. See, these 2 we merged into this one. And the final message, only single commit ID you are getting now. So like this, you can squash. Here, one more concept also is there. Instead of squash, you can use fix up also. Fix up. Both squash and fix up both are same, but little difference is instead of squash, if you use fix up, no, it will not display the commit messages. Also, it will not display. Only this thing it will display. By reading the commit message, you have to understand what happened exactly. That is only the difference between fix up and squash. Both act same only. In squash, it will give you the commit messages. It will display the commit messages. But in fix up, it will not display that also. Okay. So this is the concept called squash, SQUASH. Guys, clear? Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay. So what are the topics we covered today? The squash concept, head concept, undos from different areas, right? And rewriting the commit, rewriting commit IDs, commit messages. Okay. So the concepts we covered today, practice so far, whatever we covered. And I think 1 or 2 concepts left for tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to finish it, the Git, and we will start the next tool, that is GitHub. Okay, GitHub is a website actually. We don't have a separate tool for that. The website we will work. Okay, that we'll finish this Git concepts tomorrow and we will start the GitHub tomorrow. Okay.
Is anyone celebrating Christmas?
If celebrating, happy Christmas in advance.
Well, I might not be available Christmas Eve. I'm just wondering if anyone else is.
Yeah, now the second wave started COVID, right? So definitely no one will celebrate.
Yeah, it's just like family only, so nobody, from outside.
Okay.
When is it? Thursday?
Sorry?
I'll see. Thursday class, if I'm not here, so I'll be out, and then I can probably see the video, I believe. You're starting Git Lab that day?
We will take leave that day. not a problem.
I mean, if anyone else is not, then that's okay.
Okay, we'll see.
You're starting Git Hub or Lab? What did you say?
GitHub.
And then there's a Git Lab too.
Yeah, GitLab. Yeah, I will tell you the differences between GitLab and Bitbucket. All these things are there now. I will tell you the differences also.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.